NXT just went off the air, and we are here to discuss the latest episode of NXT. It's the fallout from Halloween Havoc. We're going to give some thoughts about Halloween Havoc. We're going to talk about the show. And George, shut your mouth. I see you in the chat. Don't be rude. Hey, do us a favor. If you're watching Unpopular Review, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. And here's the intro. And please enjoy the show. You know, I never get tired of that intro, but guys, I've said all the stuff in the intro. This is Unpopular View, the NXT. We're usually a trio, but we're a duo. Matt is out for the time being. We'll see him in 2 weeks' time. So, Matt, if you are seeing this, we say salute to you, sir, and we'll see you when you come back. But I'm one of your hosts, the Great Grand Slam Pooba, and I'm joined with Sabrina Estella, a.k.a. Paxley. Sabrina Estella, why don't you tell the lovely people watching, how the heck are you?
I'm doing fine. NXT was good tonight. Halloween Havoc definitely surprised us quite a bit. And I'm just going to say this. Tatum Paxley is the queen of the unexpected. Because when we had that Fatal 4-Way match to determine the number one contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships, and a lot of us rolled out her and Gigi Dolan, they were the ones to take it. When she was given the very first women's casket match against Wendy Chu, some people probably doubt, like, oh, it's not going to be that good. We were proven wrong. And when Halloween Havoc came, myself, the Great Grand Slam Pooba, and Matt all said that JC was going to retain because we all thought that's what was going to happen. The tables turned. My jaw dropped. I know this one and Matt were in mourning for the weekend when it happened. So
I was mourning.
JC likes to say that she's overlooked. Tatum was more overlooked than she was. And she is one of the next ones that are NXT homegrown to become NXT Women's Champion.
You know, I'll be honest with you. One, Wrestling Doll, I was trying to get out of being here on Tuesday. What is going on, Damien? I see you in the chat, my good sir. He says, good evening, Wrestling Doll, and my guy, Ron. He called me by my shoot name, Ron. What is going on, Damien? It's always a pleasure to see you, beautiful man. Where do I begin here? So we're going to talk about Halloween Havoc, but let me tell you what my Saturday was looking like. So I went out on Saturday. I was off last week, and I said, hey, boys, why don't we go out? Let's hang out. Let's go to Nintendo World. Let's do some karaoke. Let's just hang out. You know, these are my shoot friends. These are my friends I've known for 20 years. I'm at a pizza shop here, enjoying some very thin pizza out here in New York, which is terrible. Pizza should not be that thin. Like, what are we even?
My mom says the exact same thing.
Oh, your mom got your mom got taste. I love her. Good job, Mama Estella. I almost said Paxley. But as I'm enjoying this pizza, I get a text, and I look, and I'm in another wrestling group chat, and I get a I'm sorry, bro, and I'm getting tagged. I'm like, sorry. Oh, this ain't good. So I go on the internet, and I see that my champion, JC Jane, has lost her championship, and it made me sad. I tried to find a way to get out of here because I knew what this chat would look like. I knew there was going to be people looking forward to laugh at me and sit here and say, look, she lost, ha, ha, ha. And I told the executive consultant, I said, I want to use bereavement, but I don't think he understood what that word meant, so he just sat here and threw me out here anyway. But then I said, this is good. You know why? Because whoever sits here and try to attack me, you are done. because you're not going to beat me verbally. You're going to sit here and you're going to throw the tired trope. And I know it's George because George is, oh yeah, he's the creative of originality. I already see this guy sitting here going out his way, sitting there saying JC lost. But let me ask you something, George. She held that title. Sabrina, how long did she hold that title for?
Well, let's check and see.
I know it's 100 something. I want the exact number. I know you inboxed me, George. I was very disappointed when I saw it was you. Okay, hold on, everyone. Don't no one leave.
Nobody's gonna leave, especially when they want to see you go crazy.
I think that's all they want. And here's Sean May.
151 days.
How many days?
151.
Now, let me ask you something, George. What have you done for 150 days? I'll tell you right now. Nothing of relevance. Nothing of importance. So you sit here and you laugh at this champion who has held this championship, carried this division, the greatest NXT women's champion. No one's going to say great anything for you, George. So I sit here. The both of us are still here, and I appreciate that, Damon. I love that you are still here. You and Charmaine. Charmaine is in the chat because she just wants. Charmaine doesn't, Charmaine. And then she wants to do karaoke and ask someone to go on stage with her. No, sing your own damn song. I ain't singing Jonah Brothers. I hate the Jonah Brothers. If I could, I hate the Jonah Brothers. I hate all 5 of them. I hate them.
There's only 4 of them.
There's 4? You mean there's more? I thought it was 3. I was joking. I thought it was really 3. There's 4? They're multiplying.
There's the band, which is Kevin, Joe, and Nick, and then their younger brother, Frankie, who fans would refer to as the bonus Jonas.
The bonus? Why is there so many Jonas?
Because there's only 4 of them.
I didn't know there was that many. I'm actually blown away. Now, I will sit here and say I did like
my first boy band as a tween. So the fact that you said that you hate them breaks my heart.
See, look, Jeffrey's even saying, "Who's Frankie?" See, this is amazing.
He didn't talk about that much. He wasn't in the spotlight that much. They used to bring him on the TV show they had on Disney every now and then, but that's about it.
Now, I will sit here and say, I said I hate the Jonah Brothers, but I will sit here and say American Dragon, the intro theme, did love that, and that was Jonah Brothers. And then they had that one that was SOS or something like that.
Yes.
And I didn't like that one. I wanted to backhand all 3 of them. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry that you like this band, and I'm sorry that
Celebrity Crush. That breaks my heart so badly.
Well, how do you think I feel this weekend? Jeffrey was the only person who wanted to console me. It's a word with a C.
I was leaving you be because I knew you were in mourning.
I was in mourning. I was very upset, and I told Jeffrey in the chat. I sat here because he was like, "Is it too soon to mention JC? I know how hurt you are," and I said, I would arm drag a bear for JC. And that's why I take this seriously. So, I see George. I'm sorry, there's too many G. You know, George, you lost the G in your name. Your name is Orge. You're no longer George because I'm tired of being confused. Charmaine just for no reason wanted to tell us that she liked the Backstreet Boys. I like the Backstreet Boys. They're all right. I like them. If I do karaoke, I love singing "Everybody Backstreet's Back." All right, so I like that. And look at George. He popped some champagne after Tatum. So I can imagine how stale that champagne is because it's probably been sitting there for 2 years and whatnot. I was prepared for you, George. I knew you was going to be I'm waiting for your tag team partner to come after me. But I know you guys can't take this kind of punishment because I am the pain, damn it. But Halloween Havoc was fun. What was your favorite match of the night that you was able to? Because I was able to catch everything. I watched a little bit of the main event, but what was your favorite match of the night?
Javon and Leon versus Mr. Iguana and La Parca.
La Parca. La Parca, there we go. So there was a lot of surprises on the show. So I really did not expect Tatum. I did not pick her. But
listen, not since JC Jane beating Stephanie Vaquer for the title were we all gobsmacked, jaws dropping to the floor.
Not me. I knew. I just could feel it. I just felt it in the air. It was like, when Pocahontas, she just stands and then the wind blows. That's me. Just image like the wind just blowing my locks back. I said, JC's going to win.
The color of the wind.
It was the color of the wind. I did like that song. I like the other one was called Scavengers. I'm a true Jack Pack. I had to reach out to you. See, there we go. I appreciate that. I know you would have reached out too, but I know you just wanted me to yell. Sabrina, Estella. We got said in the chat.
I knew you were mourning. That's why I didn't say anything.
It was kind of hard on Saturday. I went into depression. I saw my child go into a life of crime. I just felt like my life was spiraling out of control. I didn't know what I was doing. Like but I know JC's going to win that title back. For the Dark State haters, eat it haters. I did not expect Dark State to win. I admittedly did not have them. I'm surprised that Lash lost.
Toxic Attraction winning their belts back after 72 hours of losing them from Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez or Rodriguez. Was I so upset at a tag team win? And I was like, if y'all were just going to have them win it back, why have them lose in the first place? Yes, you wanted the Hardy Boys to have every tag title in there. Yippee. Why give it back to the most boring faction in NXT?
You know what my thought process here was? I thought with the Hardys winning, and I didn't expect Dark State to take it back. I was like, well, the team that does it is going to be like the team that gets the rub. I didn't think Dark State was going to be the one getting the rub, but apparently they got the rub and did not expect that at all.
For a diamond, they keep finding Cole.
Who? I'm sorry. What? What'd you say?
They're looking for a diamond in the rough. Unfortunately, they're not finding diamonds. They're just finding coal, like charcoal with dark skin.
Oh, that's so good. I'm sorry. That was so funny. That's your way of saying pretty much you are just not sold on this team. And I'm not big on this team either.
Since day one. And of course, when I saw the pairing that was in the ring, it's always the same pairing. It's either Osiris and Dion or Cutler and Shaquan, a.k.a. the two tan boys of the group teaming together, and then the Ebony and Ivory teaming together. It's like, switch it up. You do the exact same two pairings. Switch it up.
It would be nice if they switched it up, though. I do agree with that.
If you say you're going to be prepared for us, why do you do the same teams then?
Charmaine wants to point out the Hardy. Yes, they are the House of Glory Tag Team Champions. I saw it when they went against Main Event.
They're a company, so there's that.
There we go. I forget what the other tag team belts that they have, because they still have 3 sets of tag team belts. TNA
Tag Team Championships.
TNA, HOG, but I think the other one I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's an indie property. But what was I gonna sit here and say? Yeah, I didn't expect that outcome, and I also just sit here and think the match too, because like when they said broken, I thought it was gonna be a cinematic match. I was a little disappointed that it wasn't that.
It was very anticlimactic.
It was, because I see what Jeffrey's writing, because he said it was the broken Hardys. Yeah, you're right. It was the broken ones, because they were
broken because they lost.
You know, I'm already mourning, and you're gonna steal jokes from me too. Like, is that what we're doing today? Like, I feel very offended. One, and then you're dressed up like the enemy, Sabrina, Estella, the enemy. You know how I feel right now. This is a sore spot. At first I was like, hey guys, don't she look great? She does look great, right? And then she dressed like the enemy. Purpose. It's almost like I have a paper cut and you spill alcohol on my paper cut. Like, you do not care. No one cares about what's going on with me. Not even my son, who just left. Knocked something down and left. Knock, leave, and let's talk about NXT, because this is not right. I don't think no one. You know what I think? I'm going to tell you guys right now what I think. I don't think you guys give a fuck. I think you guys like when I'm upset. And you know what? I'm getting the last laugh because JC was on the show. She was the last one standing. And I look forward to talking about this. So let's talk about this opening stuff here, because right now, guess where my blood pressure is? You guys know where it's at. Through the roof. What we got here, one Sabrina, though. Let's do this.
Well, we were getting a montage of Halloween Havoc, but since Trick Williams was throwing a hissy fit because he lost fair and square to our absolute NXT champion, Ricky Saints, he was whining and moaning and groaning, bitching and complaining to everybody backstage, telling them no press no button, don't touch no button. Goes all the way down to the ring, tells the crowd to shut up, and they are chanting Tripp got whooped. And he tells Ricky he gave him the best that he had. He's had, and 99 times out of 100, he's beaten him like a drum, like the bum he is, in demand of one more title shot, and he's not leaving until he gets it. Ava comes in with security guards, and she says, if you want to have a conversation like an adult, you're going to get that. But if you keep acting like a baby, that's not going to happen. And there was no controversy or anything like that. You just lost. And then he's still saying that he's the biggest star and says many of his achievements and accolades, and is like talking about Ricky about how long you've been doing this. You've been doing this for a few years, yeah. Ricky's done it for a little over a decade. Ricky's been wrestling since 2012. You started wrestling a few years back when NXT 2.0 had just started. And speaking of Ricky, he comes in saying that's all real big talk from a guy who got his ass beat, and security has to break them up as they're brawling.
This was a fun open. I mean, not for nothing. NXT is really good at having a chaotic feel. I don't even want to just say start. I mean, it could be the start of the show, the middle of the show, the end of the show. And it's the trope of, and I will say it's a wrestling trope, right? But I feel like NXT have been utilizing it a little bit more where they start fighting during like the opening of the show. And in the middle, they're still fighting. And then at the end, I always like to give it the, I always call stuff like this the Peter and Giant Chicken fight, where they fight for a whole, 4 minutes. They killed the chicken, by the way, which is kind of disappointing. There's no more. The big cock is no longer around. So, R.I.P. the big cock, and that's what you call chicken, by the way. But yeah, I thought this was a fun way to open up the show.
Well, after that we get our WWE Speed Championship #1 contenders finals match with Axiom versus Jasper Troy, and it went the exact way I thought it would, which would basically be Jasper Troy beating the ever-living crap out of him for about 2 minutes, and Axiom getting some licks in here and there, but Jasper was just too big and too strong for the fast and agile Axiom to get the victory over him. So now it's going to be Jasper Troy versus El Grande Americano for the Speed Championship.
I don't know. It's just so funny to me because, like, I just don't like this kind of match type. And they were getting down to the last 10 seconds,
and Jasper was still going, and he had to realize, I had to finish by this time.
Yeah. The little videos that they had, I do sit here and say that I think the match quality that I would have liked was Axiom against what's his name? Winston. Is it Winston? I'm sorry, I'm blanking on Zachary Winston, because his name always reminded me of a beverage. Zachary, but Zachary wins. I would have preferred that. But I don't know. I just kind of chuckle.
A lot of people would have preferred that, but I get why they gave Jasper the nudge, because he had been losing consistently, and you can't make a guy that
I agree.
You can't make a wrestler that big and that dominant always losing consistently. I mean, they're doing that treatment with they did that treatment with Camille, and look how that turned out. Very poorly. You know who didn't get that treatment in AEW? Megan Bayne, and she is killing people.
She is killing people. I got to see her in action one time at HOG. That was like my first exposure to her. And a lot of the big guys in AEW, I mean, they paired up Brian Cage and Lance Archer. And I'm like, oh, that's a killer team. Because if you looked at Brian Cage and, Lance Archer is pretty tall.
Huge.
And right. And then when they get in the match, like they'll win one match and then they'll go against an established team and just lose. I'm sorry, just stuff like that cracked me up because I'm like, why are we doing that? But they should join I think Brian Cage is actually part of the Don Cal. I'm sorry, I love that faction. I love that faction.
He is. Just anybody, if you don't know what faction or if they're with anybody, 9 times out of 10, they're with the Don Callis family. He's literally adopting them like they're orphans.
I love them. And he should. I love that. He's catching them like Pokemon. I love that. He's doing a better job than that. Ass catch him. They said, Orge, because you lost your G, George. But he said they better not put the WWE Speed Championship. I don't see that happening, though. I see him in the match. I do think they're just trying to give him something.
I feel like the other Americanos might do something while the ref gets distracted at some point.
I love how they got the last name now. Red Akana and Blue Akana. I don't know their names. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. It's honestly really, really.
Because that storyline, I'm bored by it. So I don't remember.
The Americana stuff I like. I mean, he's honestly my second favorite luchador of all time, right after the fantastic Juventud Guerrera. You guys know that. Los Americanos, I just remember one day I said, are they multiplying? Why is it 2? And there's a red and a blue one. I hope we get a yellow one eventually. I don't know. I just
Los Americanos. They're gonna turn to Power Rangers, Los Americanos edition.
or they might turn into like the cast of Doug. I always thought Doug was a funny show because I was like, why is BB purple? If I was living in Buffington, I would have said, we're moving. We're leaving here. I don't want to live here. That person is purple. And I promise I have nothing against purple people. I just don't think I could trust BB. Yes, Doug. I'm glad someone got that. Thank you.
I was watching Doug. I liked it.
I loved. I don't even say I loved Doug. I dealt with it, but I preferred the Nickelodeon version than Disney. Like Disney was just like I don't know. I couldn't get behind that one.
I felt like they kind of ruined it.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what they do. My name is George. Don't do that. Well, don't be rude to me in the chat, George. How dare you? We got the Creed brothers, not Doug. That show was a blur. Yeah. It was because I don't really remember. I remember some stuff on it, but not everything. What else do we have going there? Jasper gets the win. They didn't say when it was they were gonna have that match, right? It wasn't like next week, or they didn't say because I know they're coming up here in New York in 2 weeks.
I'm assuming it'll probably be around then.
You know, that'd be cool.
Like Go Americanos and the beat of the Power Ranger song, basically.
Oh, I see what Marie said. Go Americanos. Go Americanos. You know, my guy right here, Maurice, although he's rude to me, he's a Power Ranger fan. And I think he would appear. I'm sorry. George is saying here he heard this next week from what I heard. You know, sometimes I just will pull the curtain back a little bit. Me and you will chat, and you're a big Power Ranger fan, and sometimes you'll give me a list of like top Power Ranger songs, and I stopped after Lost in Space, so all the other ones. But I always have to sit here and say Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. And if you listen to the movie version from 1995, that was a fantastic version of the theme. Just one. There we go. I was already here. Thanks for just letting everyone know that. Thank you. No, because you know what? You know how to irritate me because even then, like, when SpongeBob came out, I was 4. I was like, okay, all right, I get it. I was 11. I was breathing. I was bumping into walls, but you don't have to sit here and do that. Like, no one wants to hear that shit. I can't deal with you, Sabrina. You know, the other time, and you know this one too. I went to a Blockbuster once. No, not even Blockbuster. I went to a store that was a Blockbuster, and I said, oh man, this used to be a Blockbuster. And you know what that young lady told me? What is a Blockbuster? And I felt myself turning into dust when I heard that. I wanted to DDT something so badly because how dare you even ask such a question, you insensitive prick with your 6'7" and your sexy green and all that other terrible music. How fucking dare
Sexy
you?
Red. I don't know. I don't listen to her.
I don't know what color she is.
I just know her name because they brought her on NXT. If they hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have even known who she was.
Oh, you sure it's red?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
She was out there in NXT when they presented the NXT Women's North American Championship belt.
Well, you have
with Sheriff. So,
who'd you do that show with?
With Sheriff.
No way, she did an NXT show. No, because she was rude to me. I'll
send it to you.
Oh, please do send that. That is amazing. I didn't think she did anything up but AEW. But what else do we have here? What other cool things do we have here?
So we had Ruka and Zarya chatting with Ava backstage, and Ava said she spoke to the doctors and Soul's making a lot of progress, but does not have the return date for her in-ring return. And Soul says she's feeling better. She's still in the brace, but does need the crutch, which is good progress. And Ava asked her about the Speed Championship, seeing as what happened where things didn't go her way during Halloween Havoc, which my jaw dropped, but things happen. And Ava's like, are you going to hold on to the belt or what are you going to do with it? And the way Zarya's face literally fell to the floor when Soul says she's going to relinquish the belts because she would like to focus on her rehab and winning both of the titles back that she never lost. And Zarya didn't even let her finish. She just left while they were talking.
Yes,
she was like, I'm over this. I was like, I tried to defend the belt for you. I did my absolute best. Which, as much as you love Soul, you probably should have just let her bend for a little bit, even if Blake was going after her, because the focus was on the belt.
let's talk about this, right? And I see you in the chat, Maurice. You're so rude. You're just. I knew the tag team partner was going to show up so bad. But let's talk about this, right? You can see it's a funny meme online. It's from The Simpsons, and it's like this is the part where you can see where the betrayal plays. And this is going to be the spot right here because you could see that she was upset, and even how Soul was looking at her, like. I could sit here and we could try this again, and then what? You lose again in front of me in broad daylight in 2K and HD 4K. Yeah, no, she probably said, I don't want to go through that hurt again. I'd rather just give up the belt. I'd rather someone just win it. But you can see right here, Zarya is already sitting here about to extend this injury a little bit more. And honestly, I think it's something Zarya needs. Zarya, I mean, you can just see the heel turn. Something that's going to be a breath of fresh air when she does turn on Soul. Because let's be honest, we all like Soul. We all love Soul. She got Soul. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that one. But, this beat down, it's coming. It's eventually going to happen. And I think it's something really good for Zarya. Something she really, really needs here. I do want to know which one were you surprised by, Jeffrey? Because you say he was surprised too. I will highlight this, although it's rude. He said, I got put in my obituary. JC Jane got boxed up at Halloween. But let me ask you something, Maurice. And I asked George this, and George didn't give an answer because he had done nothing. But for 150 days, what have you done, Maurice? This woman has held that championship for 150 days. Two championships, by the way. Now, the other one was not for so long, but two.
About a month.
Yeah. And y'all sitting here laughing at this stuff, but she's done some amazing things for these past 100-something days. So, you can sit here and make the nasty remarks all you want, Maurice. But all I have to sit here and say is, I would love to see you hold two things at once. And I don't think you have the arm power to do it. Bucko. Let's go with this one. I just like Jay Cargill turned heel on Tiffany. Well, I mean, this is an NXT review, but yeah, I think that was. Listen, I'll sit here and say this prediction for a Saturday Night Main Event. Jay Cargill got to win. She got to win. She just turned heel. She got to beat Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton's run. Look, I don't dislike Tiffany, but her run have not been good, and I think it's time to go somewhere different. And say that again. Please.
I said it's been all right.
It's been okay, George. I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to look at these two. Now these two are best friends. Now they have picnics together. You probably have burnt tea together. Can't deal with you guys. I survived in NYC, and you know what? Me too. Okay, I live in New York too. Damn it. We got George. He said I agree with you. Jay Cargill is definitely. She has to win. I think if they do that and she lose, I'm not gonna say she's finished because I just don't like using stuff like that. Terminology, but I do think it harms her if they go that route and have her lose. I don't even understand why she would lose. She shouldn't. Jeffrey sits in and says, I hope Jay put Tiffany away and she can be written off. I don't even think Tiffany needs to be written off. I just think she needs a change, and I don't have an answer on what that change is. I would like for her to go heel, but if you have Jay go heel and then Tiffany, I don't think we want to go that route.
Heels on the women's roster up in the main roster as it is.
Right, but I just feel like Tiffany works so much better as a heel than a baby. But I don't
be more like a tweener. Like people liked her more than like every time they do. These people have like tweener tendencies. For some reason, WWE's like, oh, we got to make you an absolute baby face. Stop doing that. It doesn't work.
Right. You can have so when Stone Cold turned baby, he wasn't high-fiving kids and kissing, fat people, but he was still the same guy. He had an edge to him. So I just think that would be, I do agree. And I don't know if that worked for Tiffany, but I do agree that some people LA Knight is kind of like that. He doesn't, so yeah. Oh, you meant take a break for a minute. Okay, I get what you mean, Jeffrey. Marie says, I'm waiting for Zarya to go off on Soul and F5 her through. Jesus Christ, you're so violent.
She doesn't need to F5 through a table. She's recovering still.
Yeah, I mean, damn, what are you trying to do? Have her out for 2 years? What's going on? And then she joins the Don Callis family. I'm sorry, what's next? I love this. What's next?
We get the Culling making their entrance, and the newly crowned NXT Women's Champion Tatum Paxley gets on the mic, and she yells out that we did it, and they're chanting Tatum. They're saying you deserve it. She says she's dreamed of this moment for so long, and Halloween Havoc was the best night of her life. And are you writing my name on that list while I'm dressed like this?
No, I'm writing the Cullen, Awful Ava, and Tatum Paxley. No, you're not on the list. Don't worry. You're good.
He says that it was the best night of her entire life, and I will give her a shout out because the gear that she had on that night, it was supposed to be inspired by Carrie from the movie Carrie.
Oh, and the ref too. Thanks, Jeffrey. No, go ahead. Keep going. Thank you for that, Jeffrey.
I don't know exactly what JC and Fatal Influence were going for, but I think I have an idea. There's a wrestler I follow on Facebook who goes by the name Succubus, who is a British wrestler who works in Japan and South Korea. She has like the hair that goes to the side. She has the black and the purple with the stars on her tights, and they had a little bit of that in each of them. So I feel like.
Can I just sit here and say, JC was on fire on Saturday. When I saw the outfit, shout out to once again Jeffrey, the original Jack Packer. He's one of my Jack addicts. He's see, I was trying to have Jackaholic, but I don't think it sounded as cool as Jack Addict. Like I was listening to Limp.
I just thought Jackaholic sound funnier.
Which one? Jackaholic? Which one? What sound funny?
Jackaholic.
Well, we'll ask the chat. What do you think? Jackaholic, Jack Addict? Let me know what you want. We'll make that a thing.
Both of them work, so it doesn't matter to me.
I love all of that, but I just want to say, JC was looking very well. I saw the attire that one. Oh yeah, I like that. I see laughter here. Okay, Jack Addict. No, addict like addict, not the addict.
Like you're addicted.
Yes, addict. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Like, okay, so inspiration on why I learned that. I was listening to Limp Bizkit Crack Addict, and I just put my name in front of it. I said, "This works," but don't do crack. I promise you, that's not good. And I don't know nothing about crack at all. I promise you. But JC was looking great. I mean, I saw the pictures that Jeffrey sent me. I said, "That's my champion." That's what I don't know what she was going for. I can't even tell you that to begin with. But I just wanted to point out that it looks. There we go, Jack Addicts. There we go, Jack. That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna get some merch going here. And we're going to make this a thing. Yes, right. The Jack Addicts, my Jack Addicts. But carry on. I'm sorry. We're talking about this awful segment. This was terrible.
Anyway, she said that she's excited to come back here and share this with everyone, but it's not about her holding the title. It's what it represents. She'll never forget the heartache she went through to get to this moment, 4 years in the making. When it felt like this moment was never going to come, opportunities are rare, but when she got her, she made the most of it. She knows she can be a little much, a little tense, but if this creepy weirdo can be the next NXT Women's Champion, anybody can be, which is why she wants to be a fighting champion and opens a fair door for every woman in the locker room. Izzy says, I don't see you as that kind of champion, and all for what? So you can lose it as fast as you want it? I say this with love, which usually means it's going to be something backhanded. But for 4 long years, you made it, and no one's happier. But you have to remember something. You chased the title for a long time, came up short every time, and if we're up to her, I would make everybody earn their shot like you did. Tatum says no, she's going to do this, and it's going to be amazing. She heard we were upset we didn't have the wheel for Halloween Havoc, so she brought it back with a twist. She's going to spin it, and whatever name comes up gets a title match with her tonight. We saw some names up there like Callie Armstrong, Lola Vice, Zarya. I saw Tyra May Steele, Carmen Petrovic. And she leads them over there. And Sean Spears points out that Izzy's name's not on it. And Tatum's like, of course it isn't. They're not going to fight for it because nothing's going to come between them. And, of course, she spins the wheel, and it lands on my Cuban sister, Lola.
Let me ask you one, Sabrina, Estella. I know you're unbiased, and everyone, for whatever reason, think I'm biased. But don't you think it's weird that when JC James' name wasn't involved there, not being there? I mean, she was the previous champ. She should get her rematch.
I mean, she was the previous champion, so she was going to get her rematch at one point or another. I will say that. I just think that maybe they wanted to put more names on people who don't get opportunities to go after titles that often, which is why they probably didn't put her name on there.
You know, guys, I can't argue when stuff makes sense, but I'm going to try my best anyway. I don't want to hear it's Sabrina Estella, but you know what? But you know what? Lola got the shot here. We see Izzy upset. You know, poor Paxley. You know, look, she earned this moment. Congratulations. That's all you're going to get out of me. Oh, I'm done talking.
And we'll be very happy to hear that. So, anyways, we get backstage to where Trick is looking for Ricky and Ava, like, no tomorrow. He asks OTM. They're not helpful. He walks past Ren and Kendal, who is receiving a very bad pep talk from Ren, and she's trying to help her. And Kendal says, I'm not backing down. I'm putting myself on the map tonight. I've studied Lash. And Ren says she's going to find herself in the gray area and tries to talk about the NQCC, but Kendal had to leave. And Ren was about to just stay in the back, and Kendall's like, are you coming with me or not?
Okay.
And then we get the match for the Evolve Women's Championship, Kendal Grey versus Lash Legend. And we hear Booker talking about how Kendall's a rookie, Lash is the more established one in comparison, that Lash is basically going to win, that she's going to become the new Evolve champion, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, Booker, shut up. And Kendal proved him wrong and beat Lash with some shades of gray.
You know, I do think the name is it's good. It's good because it's a play on her name. I do want, and I agree with Jeffrey saying Kendal is growing on me. I think I said this on the last show or the show prior. I forget. I mean, I've done a few of these, so it's hard to remember. But I remember saying, and I believe it was in the Battle Royal, that I was like, oh snap, my bad. Like I didn't recognize you. I remember her. I want to say before Evolve was a thing, she was doing some stuff here on NXT. But here I just felt like she has totally improved, unless she was doing these things and I just don't remember them. But her German suplex on Lash is a big girl, and the way she did it, it was almost like with ease.
She did have practice with Callie Armstrong, who is also big. So
there we go. Who I think is going to eventually be, because she lost her championship to her, right? Like she was the previous champion.
Kendal won the belt from Callie, who was the inaugural champion.
I could see Miss Armstrong eventually being on some NXT, because I almost felt like she's, because like I don't know, like do they? I mean, how long have Evolve been a thing? Like for a few months, right? Maybe they do keep her down there a little bit longer. I don't know, because I think it's just started, but I almost feel like they're gonna want to, because they were featuring her a lot when she was the champion on TV. Matter of fact, I think you know what happened? I remember I was watching. I'm sorry, train of thought here in conversation, right? I saw a commercial. It was that commercial with Jay and LA Knight, and she was in the she was one of the wrestlers in the background. So I was just gonna say, I just think they like her a lot.
Evolve has been a thing since March 5th of this year, so it's been 5 months.
Oh, okay, 5 months. Damn, 5 months went by that fast. Goodness. But no, I think she's pretty good. I saw a lot of people upset about Lash not win. I didn't expect Lash to win, but I do love the love that Lash is getting, because I just think a lot of people wanted her to win a championship, and I hope that she eventually does get to win. I mean, you know, we're talking about Kendal Grey, and she has grown, right? But Lash, I mean, she's grown leaps and bounds. Like she's someone I would like to see her eventually get her time in the sun at some point. I'm sorry, boom. That's how we say it. We got Seth saying better get her away from Ren. Why? I like the pairing with her and Ren. It seems pretty fun.
Ren needs,
and I like Ren.
Charlie's over on the other side of the world right now. Tavion and Myles are doing their own thing. Ren's all alone. Ren needs somebody.
She does need somebody. But I was going to read, I'm sorry, let's highlight some of these comments here. I'm sorry, let's highlight some of these comments here. Kendall's growing on me. That's what Jeffrey said. We got Seth saying, better get away from Ren. We also got, oh, okay, I want to make sure I highlight it. But Jeffrey says, it's like a Chad Gable, like, suplex. That's not a bad comparison, because Chad Gable got a damn good.
When it comes to suplexes, I will give Chad Gable his flowers for that.
Chad Gable got a damn good suplex. But you know, Kurt Angle back in the day had a really good suplex too. Kurt Angle.
I like modern day, so.
Did you once again try to respectfully call like me old? Because I said Kurt Angle, and you no, don't do that. Don't do that, Sabrina. So you said modern day, like Kurt Angle, like I was in the 1920s watching Lou Thez. Now I didn't like how any of that came out. What Sabrina is so. Are you ageist? Like this is what I'm saying. No, because what the hell was that? Why'd you say that? Modern day? What? Because Kurt Angle? It wasn't that long ago. Like Kurt Angle just retired.
Because you can't compare Kurt Angle to anybody. That's why.
Holy shoot! I'm not even going to mention Bret Hart. You might be thinking.
Okay, I would never say anything like that with you when it comes to Bret Hart.
See, look, you know how I feel about Bret Hart. I will drown an octopus for that man.
A Bret Hart 3-pack DVD gift for your.
And I love that DVD. Yes, you know I wanted to do for Halloween wear the Bret Hart stuff. Maybe one year we'll get that. I'll have the hair, the glasses. You'll see me. Well, we got we'll call me the Hit Jack, the Jackman. I don't know. We'll figure out a name. But see, Jeffrey feels old too because how you say that modern day? Like, what are we doing it?
Yes, he is. But that's besides the point. It's too it's too easy to say, oh, they do it just like Kurt Angle. It's too easy. It's too easy to give that same comparison. So I'm just trying to.
Sabrina, I know you're not ageist. I know that for a fact. I mean, listen, you hang out with the executive consultant, and a man is like.
I hung out with the executive consultant. I don't live close by enough to hang out with him that much anymore. I just
wanted to throw. He went to school with, Lincoln, but that's neither here or there. We got. I feel old. Damn, I feel you, Jeffrey. We got George. He's telling me something I do not care about. I do not care it's your birthday next month, man. The way you have been very rude. But you know what? Come here on your birthday. I'm telling you. I mean, you could come on air. I've been waiting to have this verbal war with you, but you keep denying it.
Battle.
I am ready. I just want to yell. I wake up in the morning wanting to yell. I'm surprised you didn't say vintage. That's Michael Cole's word.
Vintage as a bad thing, okay?
See, look, Sabrina. Said, damn, Sabrina.
Y'all twisted it, so it's not me.
You know what? Why don't we get to another segment? You know what? I'd like to give you guys a treat. I know you guys have enjoyed my refereeing stuff. I've made this video, and I actually made it for the Halloween Havoc prediction show. But I figured we have a nice big audience here, so you can see my work as a ref. I don't know what we'll call this segment, but we might have to do this. And it's true. She is funnier than me. She's quite hilarious, George. Unlike you, I don't think you've ever told a funny joke in your life. So please. But why don't we get into the segment? I'll give you a rough segment for you guys because there's going to be no news because Mad Dog is not here. So I'm going to give you something that's like a minute and some change. And I do want to get a bottle of water because I could feel it in my voice that I have been yelling. But what do we have here happening next one? Sabrina, Estella, Tatum Paxley, the second.
So we have Lola and Tatum chatting backstage. Lola congratulates Tatum on her victory and apologizes in advance for knocking her out and becoming the next NXT Women's Champion.
Someone's highly of himself. Think highly of himself. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, they all think highly of themselves. It's the best way to go at it and feel confident. But anyways, Tatum says, I love your passion and you've worked your ass off for the title, but nobody's getting an easy win out of me, basically is what she was saying. They were having a little back and forth about it. And Izzy comes up and tries to tell her that chatting it up with Lola, riling her up a little bit, is not a good idea. And Tatum wasn't having it. And we had a little back and forth with Myles and Tavion on social media.
Yeah, and then they had a match, right? I think that was the next thing, right?
Yes.
All right, let's chat about it.
These two fought on air like their lives depended on it. They fought like if they were brothers in a rivalry storyline, like the ending was about to culminate. It was like Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair with that match where we see Shawn Michaels mouthing to Ric Flair, I love you, before he sweet chin music to him in the face. That's the vibe I got. And seeing these two go back and forth was absolutely insane in the finest. And I personally enjoyed this match a lot. Now, I love seeing Miss Women's action. I think this match stole the show. And it was incredible until Josh Briggs had to come in and join for commentary because he was bored in the back sitting in catering for the entirety of the show. He was like, I'm so bored. I'm going to come out here and mess with these two because I have nothing better to do. And he gets up there and runs interference, tries to get in the way to make either of them lose. Tavion drops him with an elbow. Myles drops them both with a crossbody. Gets dragged back inside. And as they keep going just a little bit more while Josh is trying to get himself together, Myles gets the win via small package. And after it is over, Myles and Tavion hug and show good sportsmanship since they were brothers in the NQCC. Tavion goes to leave to give Myles his moment. Briggs attacks him, and Myles is trying to figure out whether to get in there given what just happened with them going through the ringer with Tavion. Trick Williams attacks him with this steel chair and keeps calling out Ricky to come out and fight. And Ricky comes out from the back, and they keep fighting, and security tries to pull them apart. It's like watching MTV Spring Break over here.
I'm surprised you even remember that, like in the early 2000s, right? I think that's a fun comparison. This match was fun. It was fine. Like I didn't have nothing against it. I mean, it wasn't, like it wasn't a bad match. It was there for me. But I did like the ending. I did like how, because Tavion's whole thing is a belly to belly, right? And the way that Myles caught him, I just thought that was a really creative way to counter. So I really did like that a lot. And you could just tell, like, they like Myles a lot. Myles looked like he's next in line to get some gold eventually. I mean, it just seemed like they like him a lot. So wasn't really mad at the outcome or anything like that. And I do like that they just shook hands and, Tavion went on and there was no unnecessary heel turn. No, it's just, yeah, like it was just no need, because I don't think there's any need for that. I don't think Tavion needs to just beat up his fellow brother. Yeah, well, still brothers, right? But what was the group? No Quarter Catch Crew, the NQCC.
NQCC.
I swear to God, there's a lot of letters. Yeah, that's I mean, we mix it up, but yeah, this was fine, and the stuff with Trick and Rick. Yeah, Trick and Rick. I don't know why it just dawned on me that these names rhyme, but them fighting, it's I don't know. Like I said, it just give me the Peter and Big Chicken fight vibe. So yeah, it was fine. It was cool. Why don't we get another segment, because we're making some good timing. I mean, we're gonna get the video going, but why don't we get one more segment? What do we have here?
So we had All Ego Ethan Page and Chelsea Green walking and talking backstage. Chelsea congratulating Ethan on retaining the Peppermint Patty North American Championship. And she's talking about how he ripped off the mask and how we almost saw his face and she nearly puked. And Ethan's like, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about our upcoming match for the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championships. And they see the post, the sign right behind, looking for a new Slagent since Piper's still out. And he asks her to figure out that security, and he likes their dynamic. And we see Thea Hale walking by, and she sings Joe Hendry's theme song, and he popped out of the trash can right behind them. And he offers some advice for the tag match, like, don't be celebrating too quickly. You got to deal with Mr. Iguana and that other chick. And they don't care, and they walk off, and Thea comes back in and takes Joe Hendry away in the garbage can still.
See, I missed that part, guys. I walked away, but she did that? I didn't even see that part.
It was hilarious.
I have to ask, does Joe Henry still work for TNA? Because I feel like I see him more in NXT than TNA.
Like Matt when he has to keep looking to confirm that Kelani Jordan still has a contract with NXT. Yes, Joe Hendry still technically works with TNA.
I don't know. He's always here. Like, it's I
don't contract over for NXT soon enough.
I don't know, man. I just think I think he has us all fooled. But no, I hear you. He still and it had the TNA logo. I get that, but honestly, I just think he's an NXT guy. I mean, to the point where he's an NXT garbage. I just don't. What are we doing here, Joe Henry? What are we doing here? But yeah, it's fine. I mean, listen, people still pop and get excited when they see Joe Henry. I wish not to see Thea Hell. You know, I have personal beef with her, but it was fine. So okay, so what's it supposed to be this weekend where we have Ethan and Chelsea going against Mr. Iguana, and I don't know who his partner is for these mixed titles. So that's the thing. That's the move at the moment.
Yes. So they're gonna have a mixed tag match happening next week.
Oh.
Or the week after. Trying to figure that out.
Oh, okay. No, well, so I'm being told by one Maurice that people keep saying his name. So how about we just stop? Because he doesn't work here. We got Jeffrey. He says, yeah, they did. Talking about the garbage can spot. They're going to go for the AAA mixed tag team. Who's Mr. Gawana's partner? If you guys know.
Her name is La Hedra.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Not familiar with her, but that's cool.
Well, neither am I, but I've just found it on Wikipedia. She is a second generation wrestler. The daughter of someone named Sangre Chicana.
Okay. I'll be honest with you guys. Not familiar with any of these names, but
well, he's retired, so you'd have to look up his stuff.
Okay. We got HT Terrell says that your hair looks awesome tonight. So we got some nice comments going.
Very nice. I don't use it much, so it's very soft.
And you know what? Why don't we take a break? I want a bottle of water. I'm not going to tell you any news because that's someone else's gimmick. But I'll tell you what my new gimmick is. I am a ref. I am a fair ref. I want you guys to see this match. I recorded this last week, and I just want you guys to see the injustice that I deal with as a ref. Now, I'll sit here and throw out off rip. I wish that I had the sound down so you guys could hear me more. Hopefully you guys can hear me. But I reffed the match here. I reffed the match here with one Nick Cannon and Dr. Eggman. I saw a Dr. Eggman mod, and I said, this is what I live for. So I want you guys to enjoy this. It's a minute and some change. You guys tell me how great of a ref I was. I got to find the clip. I'm going to find the clip. Oh, I'm going to fucking find the clip. Okay, here's the clip. We'll give you guys a minute. Let me go get a bottle of water. It's so fucking great. Like, how can you not like this? Fucking Eggman. Fantastic. Whoever did this deserves an award. Guarantee if he would come out and his music would be that damn Gigolo song. Fucking never liked that song at all. I'm a gigolo with a lot of... Was it dough or hose? I don't know. It was a terrible song. I hated it, and my ears started bleeding. Ooh, a piece of candy.
And he doesn't stay down for long. Too soon for a cover.
Saw candy on the ground.
Defense here, guys.
Hey, Nick Cannon's giving a lot of back shots. Pretty sure he's been told that. What do you mean replacement?
No count? This is a joke.
Don't you replace me. Don't you replace me. Wait, what are we doing? Hey!
Switch officials in the middle of a contest?
Don't you get rid of me.
Thank goodness, my prayers have been...
Yeah.
This is going to be painful. Here we go. Let's get the front of that one. Oh my God. Stop dead in their tracks.
It's not even a match anymore.
Lift off. Being placed in the corner here. Not looking good in this position.
Yeah. That's top notch in reference right there. I just wanted to point out how proud I am. I don't understand how you can replace somebody when they're the ref, but I don't tolerate that nonsense. But that is my clip of the week. I'll try to have another one next week. What else do we got going here? One Sabrina Estella.
So we had Lola Vice versus Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's Championship, with Izzy coming out in Tatum's corner, of course, because the calling always sticks together.
Boo.
Yeah. But it was a good match. It was a good back and forth between the two of them. I enjoy watching Lola in the ring, and I enjoy watching Tatum. I watched Tatum in there since around when it first started, when she was coming in, joining with Diamond Mine, trying to be a part of a group, even since before she truly found herself. She was trying to find somewhere that she belonged, which eventually she's going to realize that she doesn't need that. But I enjoyed the back and forth. There was a good chemistry happening, and we see Fatal Influence coming out of a car, surrounding the ring. They get in there and they start brawling, and it becomes a no contest. And after that, it happens, and 3-2, Fatal Influence stands tall over Tatum Paxley and Lola Vice. But I enjoyed this match between the two of them. I just wish it didn't end in no contest that way, but it does keep the other two looking strong, and leads up to next week where we get a match with Tatum, Izzy, and Lola versus Fatal Influence.
And I feel bad for those girls because they're going to get their ass kicked by Fatal Influence. It was a little okay. So let me talk about Tatum Paxley. I know I've been giving her a hard time, but she's giving me a hard time because she ruined my Saturday. But Tatum Paxley is someone who has definitely have grown. You mentioned her time in Diamond Mine. I saw a picture, and I'm going to assume this was like 4 years ago.
Yes,
and she looks so different without the makeup,
the brown hair, no bangs.
Yeah.
Was dressing in shades of blue and white, had a lot of fishnets. Now she's dressing a little less covered up in that sense, has a little mini skirt over her gear. So
she got a goth look. She found herself. She found something that worked for her. I want to commend her for that. She did well. She did well to grow. She grew is what I'm trying to get at. She grew. Good on her. But I was waiting. I said, there's no way JC is just going to allow this to happen, right? There's no way. So when she just showed up, I said, this is how we do it. Montel Jordan, somewhere in the 90s. I don't know. When JC showed up, I do have a picture here. This is right here. This was me when JC showed up right here. Look at this picture right here. Laugh NMFer. That was me right there with the hat too. I chuckled. I loved all of this because let me tell you something. And I loved what Booker T was saying, because, I got to come up with a name for Vic. I got to find a word that's a V for Vic, and I'm going to find one eventually. But Vic, he sits there and says, this is not fair. Here's Booker T. I didn't say it's not fair. I didn't say this isn't fair. Or what? I love Booker T. But, also I want to throw out here, too, that JC was robbed on Saturday. And I know that Sabrina still said, I don't want to hear that. And I said, oh, she must have forgot who she's working with because you are going to hear it, Sabrina Stella.
I did not say that I didn't want to hear you saying that she got robbed. I didn't want to hear you say that Tatum cheated. Because number one, she didn't ask the Culling to come in the ring, grab the belt, and try to hit JC with it.
Listen.
Or to interfere with the match. Fatal Influence has done that for JC plenty of time without being asked.
Sabrina Stella, you have attacked my age. How dare you attack me even more?
How am I attacking your age now when I didn't even do that the first time?
I just want to sit here and point out, and you don't want to ever see pointing Jack because it's a dangerous field. The other day, I pointed at my mother, and I'm going to go, I'm still complaining about that car bed frame I never got. And now my other index finger is it's wrapped up right about now because my mother is from Harlem from the 1960s. That is a dangerous time. You should never point at anyone from Harlem at that time frame. Terrible idea. Don't recommend it. But I'm going to point anyway and sit here and say, the Cullen, you talked about, Fatal Influence. I mean, maybe once or something like that happened. But I do want to throw out here that the Cullen have these big men. We have not extra Nico and Sean Taylor, Dillinger, Spears. Where's the fairness in that? These are grown men attacking women.
Well,
please.
No.
I will point the finger, George. I'm the pointer.
Attacked Fatal Influence. Fatal Influence attacked them.
Okay. Let me ask you something, Sabrina Stella. You're so smart.
They might be men on the heel side of things, but even they know not to put their hands on a woman.
Well, listen. Why were they out there?
To support Tatum, just like Fatal Influence was there to support JC.
That's just...
You can't tell me that Fatal Influence, that the Culling doing that for Tatum is not the same as Fatal Influence doing it for JC.
I don't see the comparison. They don't have not extra Nico. I don't know what we're talking about here. And
even if they didn't have anybody as big as extra Nico, those two still brought down those two big ass men by themselves.
I just think it was unfair. I think she was robbed. Booker T said it
to the back, and then they all came back out later.
All I'm saying is they had a number advantage. I think it was unfair. Hashtag justice for JC.
Why else do they keep throwing Izzy against the steel steps?
She always gets her ass kicked, and she's pretty tall. But she gets tossed around. But I'm glad that JC showed up. She showed face, she kicked ass, and that's how I like it. And JC is going to be on next week, and I look forward to it. Now I'm going to sit here and tell to NXT, they're coming out here in New York in 2 weeks. I hope to make that show. So I'm talking to NXT. I'm talking to Awful Ava. That's her name, Awful Ava. There we go, double A. Like Arn Anderson.
No, I was thinking something else, completely not wrestling related when you said.
Who'd you have for a double A? I just wanted to laugh.
Who I was thinking of? What I was thinking of, Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, that's what I always wanted to make a joke and say like they sent me to this ABC meeting or something because I drink vodka or something like that. But that's what it's called, AA. I would have thought of John Cena's finisher. I remember hearing that. I was like, wow, he's a sober guy. But it stands for something else. But double Arn Anderson. But I'm sitting there saying she better be on that card when they come up here for New York, because I went to Roadblock and I had a good time. I do want to throw it out here. I had a fantastic time. Top 5, I don't know if it's top 5, but it was a great time. But there was no JC Jane, and I was very upset. So she better be on this card and go for the championship, and I will hop the rails if I have to. NXT and Ava don't care about you back. You know what, George? I bet when you make bacon, you burn it. I bet it's like terrible bacon. It's probably the top 5 worst bacon in life. Like I'm talking about, it got burnt stain. Someone spilled mustard on it. I don't even think you make good bacon. That's what I think. And I hope that someone goes to your house, they go through your refrigerator and they leave the door open. That's what I hope for you, because you're just a terrible person and you're terrible to me. And I don't understand why. But Sabrina Estella, I'm done talking about this guy. Please take the floor.
So we real quickly had the newly crowned NXT Women's North American Champion, Mariah May Monroe, discussing in the bathtub, warning the locker room about chasing after her, and that now she's the newly held champion, that her first title defense will be somewhere where it is worth it, in the grand lights of New York City, saying that when she makes her step there and makes it a little more glamorous, that New York will not be ready for it. And we get a little NXT Anonymous video where Javon is chatting with Leon about the show so far and talking about them going after the tag titles. Darkseid rolls up and tells them, "You're out of your damn mind if you think an exhibition match between Mr. Iguana and La Parka is enough to earn a shot against the one who beat the goats and promised to see him real soon."
Real quick about the segment. I did like the Blake Monroe stuff here. I did like how, and this ain't the first time they've done it, but I do like how they have this moment where she's, glamour and everything, and then you see the hell version of her. I do think that's her. I do like how that's shot. I think that's pretty cool. And the stuff here with and George asked this question. I'll get there in a minute there, George. The Dark State stuff. I mean, why didn't you just jump him? Just jump.
Because they're bored. They might be tag teams, but they're always bored. They always want to jump somebody. They always want to fight somebody. Jeez, 3 of the 4 of them are black, and they're really perpetuating the stereotype that black men want to fight.
What's his name? Shugs, right? His name is Shugs, the one who always talks a lot. What's his name? Something Sugars?
Shaquan.
That is such a
black name.
That is such a black name. Like Oh, I'm sorry. That's just so
Yeah.
good.
One of them a black sounding name. I mean, they already have Dion Lennox and Osiris in there.
We got let's highlight.
And
I
does
can
Blake hold the title?
yeah. Why don't we talk about that? How long? How long? Let's talk about that. Guys in the chat, why don't you tell us how long you think Blake holds it? But what about you, Sabrina Stella? What do you?
Sometime between, if they want to give it to her long enough, maybe 5 to 7 months. But if they want to give it, if they want to have it a little shorter, maybe 4 to 5.
I can see her having a 5-month reign. I can see a 5-month reign with her.
I mean, she'll probably be one of those that'll make it seem like she's gonna let people go after her for the belt, but just like not take as many challengers, so to speak.
Oh, so she's not going to be a fighting champion. But you know, I forget who I was talking to today. It might have been EC or a friend of mine. But I was saying one of the things that I really love that NXT does is that they have their champions defend their championship. So I was talking about Monday Night Raw, and we were talking about how who was it? Finn and JD. They held these titles, right? They held these titles for 100-something days, and that was their second title defense. And I think that's awful. And I personally I don't know if you guys are like this, but I know for me, so when Ober, it's been a while since we've seen this guy, by the way. I will say this. I loved, before he dropped the title, I did love that they said how long he held the title and the title defenses. And I forget if it was like 12 or 13 title defenses, but I love shit like that.
I believe they said 13.
And I love stuff like that.
And him against Ricky was his 13th.
Yeah, and I just think I love shit like that. So I do think she will defend the title, because I don't think anyone in NXT ever been like
wouldn't. She's just probably gonna like duck and dodge some of these people, especially when Miss Jordynne Grace will eventually come after her again.
There we go. Blake Monroe's title looked beautiful on her. That is what Jeffrey says. We highlighted the question, so hopefully we answer that one for you, George, with your terrible NFL joke. Jekyll and Miss Hive, yes. Dark State is boring, and they need to break them, but they're not going to break them up, though.
They're not going to bring them up anytime soon. They've been giving them the "we like you" type thing.
Yeah, they're going to make that. They're going to try to make that work. It's just not an act that works for me. I mean, you should.
Ava did call them on social media Timu Shield.
Yeah, no, Walmart Shield. The Walmart, which is crazy because Walmart's dope. George, I heard they're gonna have Blake have a long run, so we'll have to see. What are you drinking tonight? Water. Water. I think if I drink anything else, it would be a wild show.
We save the drinking game for when Matt is on the air, for when he says his stupid stuff.
Oh shit! You know,
if you do, it's non-alcoholic, so you don't get drunk.
Well, honestly, because that makes the drinking game fun. I think if he was here now, he would just remind us how he went to high school with JC Jane, but never show us any proof of any of this. Well, yeah, I had to fill in the Mad Dog role here.
You didn't have to do that, not like that. I mean, you could have said facts of things we already knew, of people that look like some people that used to be in WWE that are now let go. Like when he sent us that thing about Rich Holland being put in for GCW, he's like, this person looks a lot like Rich Holland. I don't know if his full name is Matthew, but I gave it to him that day. And
listen,
I
I told the executive consultant, I said, I don't know, but it's so hilarious because she calls him Matthew like on Some Boys Meet World, and I just think that's fucking hilarious. I just find it funny. Like, listen, Matthews. And I was like, Matthew, I'm pretty sure nobody even calls this man that, but I love it. When you get the full name, it's just hilarious. Like,
if he's a middle name, I'm gonna make up one and I'm gonna give it to him.
Oh, I'm sure he has a middle name. I'm pretty sure he will reveal that. I think right now, and we hope that he is healing. If you are watching this, man,
healing, and we love you.
I don't. I'm sorry,
not
Matthew.
When you troll us, not when you tell us facts of things we already know, not when you have to mention that you went to high school with the former NXT Women's Champion every single time we're on the air.
He throws that shit in my face, and then he tells me stuff about wrestling. Like, I wasn't watching wrestling in the 90s. I was watching when Hogan's always been bald. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. He's always been bald.
Too damn much.
But I was watching when Ric Flair wasn't as old. What are you talking about? Like, that's why when I was a kid, let me tell you guys a story. When I was a kid and I was in high school, I remember a friend of mine and he was like, hey, what's going to happen when Austin Rock and Triple H retire? And I just couldn't phantom that because Hogan and Ric Flair was still fucking fighting. I said, retire. These guys are 50.
Going to retire, and then he came back to the ring God knows how many times. But hopefully now he stops.
I don't think he could get in the ring. I mean, the man's got to be like, what, 74?
I don't want to get in the ring anymore.
I don't want to see it. I would definitely not do that. Now that George, she had to start. What we got? Jeffrey Moore. I can see. Let's highlight some of these things. Well, we'll see George. He's laughing. Talking about Jeffrey. I'm sorry. Let's highlight this with George. He says, Jeffrey Reimer, I'd rather see Blake Monroe as the NXT Women's Champion. Finna.
You gotta let her work her way up a little bit.
Yeah. Like, I mean, give it time. I mean, look, I think what they've been doing with us thus far has been very well. They feature her on TV. She's the North American champion. And
you don't always try to make those that come from other companies champions right away.
No, you don't have to do it. I think they did it's funny because I think they did a really good job with Ricky, where they had him as the North American champion, and right now I think he's been doing a pretty solid job as the world champion. And I look at someone like Ethan Page, and I think he's been killing it as the
way, but he's done.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, but I like his run as North American champion. I think he's been doing a fantastic job.
This run, that's why it's more fun.
He's got
chicken shit champion as he was as the NXT champ.
Right, no, he's been putting on some pretty solid, and he's been putting on some solid matches and doing it clean. Like Monroe,
the talent's over as one who's been in the business for a long time should.
And I would sit here and agree with what you're saying, George. I do believe that she's women's champion material, but I just don't see her in that conversation right now. And I think you can wait. You don't have to rush everything. Like, you don't have to just sit here and say, well, here, damn. No, you don't have to do that. I think you could take your time with it. But I do agree that she does have what it takes to be champion, but I just don't think it's the time. But so what else do we have here, Sabrina, Estella?
So we had Zaruka being interviewed on their way out of the arena. How Soul feels about the speed tournament that they're going to be having to determine who will be the new WWE Women's Speed Champion. And Zarya says, I'm entering myself in that championship, in that tournament, and I'm going to win that title back for the both of us.
Ooh.
And they keep chatting some more. And Fatal Influence rolls up and JC tells Soul to shut it. She's not the only woman who lost the title this week, which I thought was great. That we had like 4 or 5 matches in Halloween Havoc, and both women's matches, we received new champions. But they get right into the camera, and they say that JC says that she and Fatal Influence are going to take it to Lola Vice and the distaff portion of the culling next week.
And listen, I feel bad for them girls. They're going to get beat up. Because I don't know if you know, but the theme, it says they're the chosen one. I don't hear that in Tatum's or Izzy Dame. What do I call her? Dame Isadome from Family Art Parents. Remember Dugga Diggadome?
The owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
With the big mustache. Yes.
And the giant hat.
Oh man, yes. I miss when Family Art Parents was funny. Those earlier seasons were just so fucking great. I'm sorry, but Doug Diggadome. That was like, why is he saying it like that? And the Crimson Chin. Oh man.
Crimson Chin.
Oh man. Yeah, no. He had a huge fucking shit. That was great. We got George. I apologize, George. I'm sorry, George Jeffrey. You both begin with G, so I get confused. He said Zarya is going to turn on Saruka. The question is when, and I think that's the fun part. Like, when is it?
It's like it was like the whole Austin Theory and Grayson Waller thing before they just silently did that. It was a big will they, won't they thing.
I think if we get a segment with them in the ring, I think and I just don't know when. I don't know if like when are we seeing Saul, because she's talking about rehabbing and stuff like that. I just look at it as when she's in the ring, or maybe when she's cleared. Maybe this is what happens. Maybe when she's cleared and she can wrestle, they do a tag match, and so because it's clear Zarya is going to kill this girl. I don't think there was a spot to do it at the parking lot, especially with her being really hurt. So I just think when she's cleared and they do a match, she's turning on her. That's my thought. I thought that it was going to happen. Oh, talking about Zarya turning on her.
They probably would have had that progress had Sol not gotten injured during their tag match against Charlotte and Alexa on SmackDown.
I know this guy. This Bill Cosby show extra is not talking shit to me. How dare you?
Anyway,
all right? How dare you? You are wild.
We had our
for
main
that.
events.
You are very wild for that.
Kelani Jordan for the TNA Knockouts World Championship.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want me to take it?
No, I was just reading that comment real quickly.
Okay.
Okay. Winning.
Yeah, I see CM Punk winning. I don't think Jay is taking it.
A whole lot, but if he wins, he wins. And then it just makes the whole Jimmy story implode even more.
I wouldn't be good. But go ahead. I'll highlight that later. Go ahead.
We had this match was a battle of strength versus speed, basically. And they've worked together a few times, whether it was as a team and against each other. And it was good, solid chemistry all around. It was the battle of the homegrown TNA Knockout versus the NXT homegrown, who is now the TNA Knockouts champion, who the locker room sees as a traitor, even though someone else won the belt over there. But because she had backup and such and was a no-nonsense about it in the beginning, nobody did or said anything to the other one. But I liked this match. It was a good match. Was it the greatest? I'm not going to say it wasn't, but it was very entertaining. It was very fun. It was very crazy, very hectic. The people were going bananas over it. So the women were working hard tonight. And this one we did get a definitive win, just like we did with Kendal versus Lash. With a lateral press on Jordan, Kelani retained the TNA Knockouts champion. And as the match is happening close to the end, we see Trick and Ricky come out and keep fighting because they cannot keep their hands off each other and will not stop fighting. And after it's over, they're still fighting. Ricky speared Trick through the wall by the timekeeper's area. Ava is so annoyed and angry by all of this. She's like, all right, you want to fight? Y'all can do it until one of you can't stand no more. 2 weeks. Last man standing. And then they keep fighting.
You know, early in the night, I never like to agree with Vic Joseph, right? But when they were fighting, there's a thing that Vic Joseph says, and he says, Ava, do something. I say that all the time. I say it all the time. Like, I said, Vic Joseph, I said, yo, we need to hang out sometime, because now we chatting.
Me, whenever I agree with Wade Barrett or Corey Graves on anything, it's like I agree with them. Because
I do hear you. I felt very icky. I feel like I need to get cleaned out now that I have agreed with this man.
The Icky Vicky song.
Icky Vicky. That is can you imagine a pop star and they make a song about you? Just describe how disgusting you are. That was foul that they did that to one Vicky, but Vicky was kind of an asshole. So I'm not going to.
Vicky was an evil babysitter. She was literally evil.
Well, but the parents were idiots, though. If we can be honest with you, because there's no way that they're not listening to Timmy.
Cartoons in like the 90s and the 2000s, for the most part, that some of the parents weren't the brightest. Light in the room, weren't the sharpest tools in the shed.
No, there was. You know, I will say this before I give my thoughts. I always loved how Timmy's dad's beef with Dinkelberg. That is me. Anytime I see Bill Goldberg.
I mean, the name kind of works too. Dinkelberg, Goldberg.
You know, I didn't even think about it. It's because it's Berg. But this match, so the match was fine. But I don't think the importance was the match. It was the moment, right? So Kelani Jordan is officially a heel. She went, yes, let's get that going.
Hit Jordan with the belt. I was like, this is the moment that pushed her over the edge. Not only Jordan, but every woman in that locker room. So now all y'all need to watch out because y'all created this monster.
Can we just sit here and say that this was a Jordan on Jordan crime? I'm sorry, I couldn't help it that they have Jordan in their name. Look, I see something that apologies. George is asking, can Kelani be a good heel? I'm not sure because she just comes off like super sweet, but this is an opportunity to prove and see what she can do. So I'm interested in seeing. So I remember last week when we were chatting about it, and I remember you mentioned Roxanne Perez as a heel, and I immediately couldn't buy into it at first, but she has been so good so good at this role, being a heel and stuff like that. I sit here and say I'm open to seeing what Kelani can do. I just look at her just as a sweet face, and I'm interested in seeing where this goes from here.
Sometimes all you need to revamp yourself is being.
I agree.
It worked with Roxanne. It worked with Cora. It worked well for a while with Wesley.
Okay, he didn't die.
Listen, he's gone from WWE. Let me do it. Okay, I was in mourning then. I'm still mourning a little bit of it.
No. I'm sorry. No. I never like to disagree, but here's Marie saying, yep, that whole NXT locker room is responsible for that. No, Kelani is responsible for this awful behavior. They didn't treat her wrong. They didn't do it. They didn't do her wrong. How? Where? What do we?
Before she won the TNA Knockouts Championship, where they were kind of like pushing her and like just picking and like the expression "poking the bear." They poked the bear attacked, and it started with one of the biggest women in the locker room as far as size of muscles.
Look,
I'm not the tallest person in the world.
You know what I think too. I remember a few times chatting about Kelani Jordan, and I think she's lovely. I think she's lovely, and I hope she succeeds. But she just was missing something, and that was a character. The in-ring stuff is cool, and it's there. I mean, the split-legged stunner and all her moves, it's really, really good. But she's just missing something. So I'm interested. Once again, I know I repeat this, but I'm just interested in seeing where this go and what kind of character they can bring out of her here. Because I mean, you got some really good heels on the women's side of things, and I hope she doesn't get lost in the shuffle, and I hope that she does well. And I also have to sit here and say, poor Jordynne Grace, right? Like, this girl came from TNA. And she still can't win a belt. She can't win the NXT Women's Championship. She can't win the TNA. I'm sorry, say that one more time, please.
Like, I feel bad for her because she came in, and then we had Mariah May come in and tried to help her, and then betrays her. And then we had Kelani, who around the beginning too was nice to Jordan, and then in the end, Foley is the one that, like, with the heel turn, does it on her. So it's kind of full circle-ish in that sense.
I think she should just go for the speed belt. She might have a better chance at it because she is not winning anything.
Might be in that tournament. They didn't announce who's in it yet, so I have a feeling she might be in that.
Yeah, like, I mean, I hope that she comes back and gets some kind of win or something, because every time I see and I know Jordynne Grace is married, but her shoulders is in a serious committed relationship with the mat, because I see her she is wait, it was getting too hot, right?
No, I didn't have a wig cap on or anything to hold it back, and my hair kept peeking through, so I just had to take it off. And it was getting a little itchy.
You know what? That's fair.
That's what happens when you wear non-human hair wigs, because they're cheaper.
Oh, well, now we all learned something here, myself in the chat. Jordynne Grace could be going to the main. I've been hearing that for a while, man, and like
for a while. I think she could still do a little bit more in NXT if she wanted to.
I think, and I think it's an interesting thing that you threw out there, George. Okay, let me collect my thoughts here. She could go to the main roster, because I think even if she doesn't win any championship here and whatnot, I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh, man, that's terrible. I guess you could throw her on the main roster, and I do think that women division could use someone like
use more faces.
Yeah, they could use some more faces. I think they could use some of that. So I wouldn't mind that. I I don't know. I just thought she would win a championship before it's all said and done. But maybe that's something in the direction they don't have to do. Maybe you don't have to do that, because are we going to sit here and say like, man, that Jordynne Grace, she's not talented. But I do think that you don't want her losing a lot, because she loses a lot. Oh, look, Jeffrey was like, let me read this. Whoa, Sabrina Estella. That was how you supposed to put that in low capital whoa, and then Sabrina and like yelling. Like you're supposed to yell whoa, and then Sabrina, was that you the whole time? That's how that works.
Like whoa, Sabrina.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, there we go. That right there. That's how that works. See, you get it. Jordan could beat Julia for the U.S. Championship. You could go that route. Julia is honestly not doing nothing with that U.S. title. I hope that they change that up soon.
She held it for like a month and hadn't defended it much.
Yeah, I think the only person she fought was Zelina, right? Like, I think that's the only person that she's fought.
People are complaining on social media about how these champions aren't defending it. Like every other weekend when Vince McMahon used to be there, that if they didn't defend it within 30 days, they would get it taken away. And
that's one of the things why I said I really like what they do in NXT. I love that they do make them defend the title. And like I said, I'm just a big fan of 5th, 6th title defense and held it for this amount of time. And I'm just a big fan.
The women's tag team champions have defended the belts from 5 different teams. Let's hope that 6 is not their curse number.
So what the record is, I think it's like 7, right? And that's what they're going for. And it's going to be interesting to see.
Shayna and Nia.
Oh wow! Okay, all right. Okay, good job. I didn't know who it was. George says Julia had 2 title defenses. So were they both against? One of them had to be Michin. Then it had to be Michin. Okay, all right. But I feel like that could be more though. She defended against Miem too. Okay,
Michin, Mia.
There we go. So that's the show, guys. We hope that you enjoyed this chaotic Tuesday with us. We'll be back again. It'll be me and Sabrina Estella because Matt is taking time off. So if you guys could put in the chat so we could just send to him like all great wishes to him, because he would very much appreciate that, and then proceed to tell you that the 3rd member of the NWO was Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin won the 1996 King of the Ring. I swear, I just would have. I'd be wanting to hit someone with a betrayal DDT so badly when he does this stuff, because I feel like it's on purpose. He might even tell me, Stone Cold wasn't always bald. Yeah, I know that, Matt.
We saw the picture with him when he had hair. I was very surprised when I saw that picture of him when he had hair.
I'm always surprised. I never think bald people ever had hair. I just assumed he was bald that way.
No way. I was like, when I saw that picture, I was like, there's no way. It was like such a change.
It is. This is such a different look because, like, when they have the bow, and he had the blonde hair and everything.
Yes.
But, yeah, the blonde hair, and then you see it like thinning, and he just said, like, "Yeah, let me cut it off
before it comes off and looks ugly, like someone else who used to be on TV."
Oh, Jesus Christ!
But he didn't get rid of the hair; it was thinning. It looked bad.
No, you have to. I've always sat here and said personally, like, if my hair, I have a beautiful, luscious hair, but if my hairline, hey, Elvis, oh my God, did you get that high seat? Did you get that new high seat or something like that? I haven't seen you in like 5 years. But I said, if my hairline,
you got a new high chair?
Yeah, because he's so short. He's like 5'1". I just assume that's what 5'1" people do. They get high chairs, and I don't know. Is Happy Meal still thing?
High chairs and eat off the kids' menu at restaurants?
I'm quite jealous because the toys at McDonald's are so much cooler than when I was a kid. I still have my mother. Shout out to Mama BadGuy. If you can see this whole setup, my mother helped me out with this. I want to give a shout out to my mom. But as she came down here to help me out, she was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I'm like, "That's Sonic the Hedgehog. We are not throwing that out. We don't throw Sonic the Hedgehog stuff out. That's terrible."
McDonald's toys. It still gives me that memory. That one time I went with my mom and my stepdad, and they didn't have any free kids' toys to put in my bag. And they were like, "Do you want the whole display?" And we were like, "Okay." And it was some other thing at the time, so I got the entire display of it for free because they had no more toys to give us.
That is just so freaking cool. Like, I just can't. Like, so you just took the stand? Like that?
No, they asked if we wanted all the toys in the display, and they were like, "Okay."
So you was able to actually collect all the toys. That's so cool because I've never been able to do that. Like, because McDonald's they're a bunch of bitches because like they'll give you the same toy. I'm like
2000, so I don't think they were like as strict about it. Maybe, or maybe because they didn't have anything and didn't want to disappoint somebody coming in.
well, they constantly disappoint me. Matter of fact, one of the coolest toys, I'll throw it out here, was 2003. They had these Sonic electric games and whatnot, and I collected all of them. And there was a monkey game too, and I said, I don't want that shit.
The only time they constantly disappoint me is when I go in and I want a McFlurry and the machine's always broken.
That is awful.
Because, and I mentioned this before in the air, because they don't want to clean it. They're too lazy to clean the machine. That's why it's not working.
Damn, you have to expose them.
And apparently, the company that made the machines to give to them always have one part in it broken, so that they would always have to call them to get it repaired, so they would make more money off of it, which is not legal.
And now you just learned something here, guys. That's good. I didn't know that.
But when in doubt, go to Chick-fil-A for their ice cream because it is so good. You do not need hot fudge on it.
It is like 11 at night, and you were making me. You said Chick-fil-A, like that sounds so good to eat right now, and I have nothing to eat. Thank you so much for saying that. Like, what the hell was that?
I'm not trying to make you hungry.
Oh, I'm gonna eat something. I'm gonna probably open one of my cat's food and just chow down. See what happens. If I don't show up next week, you know what happened. But that's the show. So real quick, let's do some programming here. So Monday Night Raw, the Monday Night Raw review and SmackDown crew, they're gonna take a little bit of sabbatical. I think they're gonna come up with a new concept on how to review Raw and SmackDown, and I don't know when that's going to happen. But continue to follow on Popular Review, and you will know, because I know you guys do want to talk about Raw and SmackDown. It's just that, life happens and new schedules and things happen. So eventually we'll have something going. But, you can catch us here on Tuesday nights, myself, Sabrina, Estella, and Mad Dog Kelly when he does come back and we talk about NXT. I know you guys were in this chat and wanted to work my nerve, but you didn't do it. But I do appreciate you guys being in the chat. Really too sweet to you guys. You guys are awesome. Wednesdays, AEW Dynamite, it's still a thing. Venomous Venny, Cactus Katie, and the Sheriff. They talk about stuff about Dynamite. I do want to throw out here, I was in the chat last week just to see what was going on, to support my fellow co-hosts and see what's happening. And I do want to say it's very upsetting when they're not sitting there talking to them. They're not mentioning Don Callis enough. Like, I felt like they said it in passing, and it's so disrespectful because the Don Callis family is probably the greatest thing going in wrestling right now. I'm sorry that, I know you guys agree with me. Like, it's hilarious. I just feel like they need to be mentioned more, and it wasn't. So that's upsetting. But I do say support these guys. They're fantastic. See, Jeffrey gets it, right? Like, he likes the Don Callis family. Like, I know a lot of you guys like the Don Callis. Maurice, he's a big fan. Just the other day, he showed me that he had the Don Callis shirt. So I love that. Venny doesn't know how to love. Venny, I think you could give him love, and he will itch. So I don't know if he knows how to display that, because it's hard. Like, I express my love all the time. Like, I love making fun of this guy who thinks that saying Bill Goldberg is going to work me up. That ain't going to work. This guy think he's a funny guy, but he's not. You're just, and I'm going to see you soon too. Like, eventually I'm going to see you, and you're going to hear from me. And the worst thing you can ever get out of me is the version of me that never shuts up. That's a terrible version. Let's end the show here. Real quick, Sabrina, Stella, I always sit here. I like to give you the floor. You do some fantastic things. Please tell the lovely people what you do.
Well, you can go on my YouTube channel, The Unofficial Camera Woman, where I go throughout Central Florida and occasionally South to record and put up wrestling matches that I watch whenever I am out there. I plan to go to a couple shows coming soon, so I will put those out when I get the chance. 6 subscribers away from 1,500, so I'm trying to
get. Let's get that number going here. So I tried to take some from take away like one of the things you do is like you take pictures and stuff. I said earlier that NXT is coming up here in 2 weeks, so hopefully we can get some pictures up there from NXT, and it looked like it's going to be a double taping because they're going to be up here for I forget what that Tuesday is, but then the following Tuesday as well. So hopefully we can get some pictures and stuff like that as well. But the Big Pop Theory podcast we did not record, so we've been doing more like every other week as of now. But one of the things I was talking to one of my friends, I was like, hey, Saturday night main event is a thing this weekend, and hopefully we can go live after Saturday night main event and talk about it. So if you guys want to talk about Saturday night main event, we should be there a little bit right after it goes off the air. So like, yeah, if you're free and stuff like that, it's on YouTube. Go check us out. It's a fun time. Last time Jeffrey was the person in the chat last time, and I can promise we won't argue like last time. That was very off the it happens. Wrestling sparks conversation, folks. With that said, it do, right? It just brings up all the time. Like I love my mom. My mother is my best friend, but it upsets me when she tells me that Bill Goldberg is a talented wrestler because I what are you talking about, Mom? And why are you trying to work me up? Is it because I bought all those spelling tests and they were I don't want to even tell you guys what those grades were. They were fucking awful. But with all that said, I think we plugged everything. And also on Sundays, I do Geek News with One Seater Superior. We talk about stuff that we think is really cool to talk about in the world of geekdom or nerdom, how you want to word it. So check that out on Sundays. It's usually around 1 in the afternoon. And I think that is everything. I'll be there. That was entertained. Mr. Cat dipped on me. He's gone. Let's play this commercial because we did not play this commercial. I know they want us to do this a lot, so forgive. Matter of fact, we won't even play the commercial. We'll just advertise it here. We always talk about this cruise, so we want to hype this up. Continue to hype this up. Join us April 17th to the 20th for our WrestleMania cruise. It's going to be a good time. If you can make it, or you're thinking about going, or just you want to go, bring in, come with some individuals, your friends or whatever, contact any of us and we'll give you the information. It should be a good time. And with all that said, that's really the show. So we're gonna wave goodbye. We're gonna hit this outro. I don't think it. Oh, it's there. So we're gonna hit the outro. Well, we got another. Let's at least look at this chat. Russell Cruz, yes, Jeffrey, thank you, because he gets the picture. So we're gonna hit this end stream and we're gonna see you for next week. Tune in tomorrow for Dynamite, and you guys enjoy the rest of your night.